If you're looking for a way to change your boring drab front door into something beautiful, then you're gonna wanna keep watching. Hey friends, it's Kelly and welcome back to Mama Needs a Goal. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you're new here, welcome, welcome. So friends, today I'm going to show you how I turned my old, boring, blah front door into this beautiful, gorgeous wood look door. The steps are very easy. I will go over a couple things that I would do differently, and I will put those on the screen as I go through the video. But the first thing I do want to say is I did take this door off the hinges and laid it out in the foyer and painted it. If I had to do it again, I would not do that. I would leave it on the hinges and paint it just like that, hanging on the hinges. So that's the first thing. And then there's a couple other little things. They were no big deals. It doesn't affect what I did or how I did it. But there are a few things I would have changed. And that is the number one, is I would definitely leave it on the hinges. I'm gonna put a picture up right here. This is what it looked like. This is what it turned out. So what sparked this whole door makeover was the fact that we had to get a new roof on the house, and we decided, since we had a new roof, we had just had new gutters put on last year or the year before, I don't even remember now. Each year we try to do one big project. So we had a new roof put on the gazebo as well. And we had the trim and the shutters painted. I did go darker on the shutters. So at the end of the video, I'm gonna give you some before, after, during pictures of those processes. And I'm also gonna leave the names of the contractors that we used, because they did an amazing job. It's not sponsored. They don't even know that I'm putting them in this video. But I feel like when you get a company that is as good as these two were, it's worth mentioning. So I'm gonna put those in the description box, their contact information, in case you're local to me and you want to use it. But anyway, so let me stop talking. We're going to go back in time. I started this project early September. Another thing I wish I would have done is waited until roughly beginning of October. It was still very hot and humid here, and it took a lot longer to dry. This door should have dried in a day, and it didn't. It took a day, almost 2 days to dry. So if you're going to do a project like this, do it in the spring or early fall when the weather's really nice and it's not humid and hot, because it will take a lot longer to dry. So that's the second thing. And maybe there's one or two other little things, but they're the two main things. So let me stop talking, because I am rambling. Let's go back in time when I started this whole process. And like I said, stay to the very end so you can see what the entire house looks like outside. All right, my friends, so it is time to paint the front door. Hubby is taking it off the hinges, and we're gonna lay it on the table that I have here behind me. I think it's gonna be the easiest way for me to paint it. Pardon my appearance. I just thought, I'm not showering since I'm going to be doing all this. So once he gets it off the hinges and all, we're going to lay it out. I'm going to do a clean of it first, just to wipe it all down. Even though I have a storm door that protects it, it's still dirty and needs a good wipe down. And then we'll get started doing this faux treatment. I just want to mention that I am a little bit nervous about doing this, even though I was very confident going in. My hubby and my son kept telling me it's not going to work. So now I'm kind of a little bit nervous about it. But the nice thing is if I don't like it, I'll just paint over it. And one of the good things is on my door, I have a kick plate on it. So I'm going to use that as a test after I paint the door. And before I put this, when I go to put the stain on, I'm going to do the stain in the area where the kick plate goes. And then that way, that'll give me the true idea. I will need to do 2 coats. I'm going to put it on with a rag and then wipe it off, and then I'll put it on again, and then I'm going to use my brush to kind of try to get that look in there. So fingers crossed, friends. I've never done this before. Let's see what happens. All right, my friends, so the door is not off the hinges. This was the original color, and the shutters are darker than that now. This was the original color of the door and the shutters, and the shutters are a little bit darker now, and I really like the darker color of it. So that is the door. So I'm going to go ahead, get it cleaned up really well, and then we'll get started. All right, I'm just going to be using my little Dawn power washer, and I have a bucket of clean water. I'm just going to work my way down. Get it really clean. And this stuff goes a long way. You don't need to spray a ton of it. You can see. And I did take off the hardware, or my husband took off the hardware that was there. We had a hard time with the door, with the knob, so we just left it on there, and we're going to go ahead and tape that off. All right, let me go get some clean water and get this wiped off real quick. All right, just have a couple of paper towels. We're going to wet them. Just wipe this down, get all that soap off. Doing it dry is probably the best option. All right, my friends, it's all clean. I'm going to give it a chance to fully dry. It should only take about a couple minutes. But the one thing I want to say is make sure, like I used a sponge to clean it, and there were little bits of sponge because it was an older sponge that I always use for these kind of projects. Come off. You need to make sure it is completely lint-free. Any little specks that's on here, you want to make sure you get all of that off. Because you do not want to paint it and then have those in the door. So I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes and then we'll come back and get started. All right, my friends, so the door is dry now. I have my painter's tape. I'm going to go ahead and tape off the hardware now so I don't get anything on the hardware. And I apologize for the lighting. I thought it was going to be a beautiful sunny day, especially doing it in the foyer at the front door. And of course, it's major cloudy and raining. So we'll make the best of it. So let's go ahead and tape everything off. All right. Go ahead and cut, taped off. The round parts always are harder, aren't they? All right. So I'm using the Kills All-Purpose Interior Exterior Primer, and then they tinted it with the paint color that I'm using. Let's go ahead and get started. And I'll have the color that I'm using in the description box so you guys know what I have here. Now I'm matching this door to go with my exterior of my house. It is stone and it's got some oranges and sand colors in it. So I'm going with a lighter color wood. Down here. So this is the color we're using. Okay. Let's go ahead and wipe that off. Alrighty. Put this down here so we don't mess up. And I'm going to start with working in this area here just because I think it's going to take the most time. So let's just want to get in all those little grooves in the door if you have these on your door. Friends, you want to make sure you take the time when you're painting and make sure you don't have like extra runoffs and stuff, because there is a lot of little nooks and crannies in these kind of doors. So you just definitely want to pay attention to that, because if you don't do that, the end results, you're not going to be happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead, finish painting this door. And like I said, like the grain goes this way here, this way. So you just want to stay along with the grain, let this dry, and I'll do one more coat. All right, my friends, so the first coat is dry. There's like a couple little spots towards the end, so I'm going to start at the top, work my way down, because I really want to get this done today. It's almost 1:45, and I really want to get at least the stain on today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started right here where I started the first batch. The first coat, the first batch, yeah. All right, yeah, that's nice, good coverage now. This was a very dark door, so if your door is lighter, you may not need to do 2 coats, but this was a pretty dark door, so. So I'm gonna go ahead, get it painted, and then when I am done with the second coat, we'll come back and check in. All right, my friends, so I'm going to go ahead and use this gel stain. It is oil-based, so you need to be very careful with this. So I'm going to pour some in a bowl so I don't risk dropping this and dripping it on the door. I'm going to be using the space down at the bottom where the kick plate goes to do my test. I'm going to put a coat on with my rag here, and then let it sit for about 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna brush it off, let it dry a little bit, and then come back and do a second coat. So I'm gonna go out in the kitchen, get this opened up, put it in a bowl, and come back. So this is what I will be using, and I will have everything listed in the description box. All right, my friends, so that is the gel stain, and I'm not gonna tell you, I think you know what I think it looks like. Got my rubber glove on. I'm gonna set a timer for 3 minutes. Because it says to leave it on for about 3 minutes and then take it off. Got my lint-free rag. I'm gonna do it in the area where the kick plate is, so that way if I mess up, then we'll know. So let's turn the camera down. Alrighty, I'm gonna do a little bit over here, and then that way, if I wanna try to play around with it a little bit more, I'll have another space. Okay, and then we'll come back. Oh, I didn't want to do that area yet. All right, I'm going to set my timer, and then we'll see. All right, my timer went off. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take this little brush here. I'm going to, oh, I like it. Definitely needs to be a little bit darker. And that's just the first coat. My thought was, can you see that? Taking my bigger brush, I'm just, yeah. All right, friends, I am going to leave this dry, and then I'm going to come back and do another coat. Yeah. All right, friends, I did some smearing on it before it was fully dry because I was too impatient. So I waited 3 minutes. And now I'm gonna see. Yeah, I like that. The nice thing about this is you can just go back in and add where you're not sure about. I like it. All right, I'm going for it. All right, y'all. Got the seal of approval. I'm going for it. So what I'm going to do is start in here and do a coat here first. And this grain's going up and down, so I'm going that way and then across, since this grain is going horizontal. So I'm trying to stay with the grain. And as you can see, you don't really need a whole lot. Okay, you want to keep that part in your hand because it does. And then I just have a small little paintbrush. I want to make sure it stays in those edges. I do have a lot in there. That one there. I want to make sure it gets in there. Yep, it is in there. Just checking and making sure. Like I said, I want to have it in the crevices. Because where you had those crevices, they will be darker. Okay. And then I'm just gonna move on down. And by the time I get to the bottom, I'm gonna come back and wipe it off, and then we'll do a second coat or move to the next and keep going. Now I'm taking my brush and I'm just following the grain. Just lightly dabbing it. There we go. I want to keep some of that darkness in the corners and all. Follow that grain, very important. And I have a smaller brush I can just use to help me out a little bit. And this is just the first coat, friends. And it is looking pretty snazzy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this door, and then I'll show you when I'm done. All right, my friends, I've put a first coat on all the other areas except for the side going down. Now I'm just taking my brush and going over it, just like this. Just gently going across it, creating that wood look. And see, it's lighter right here, so I'm pouncing. You see that pounce? Let me see if I can focus a little more for you. All right, so I pounced, and then I'm gently going over it, and it just darkens that spot. All right, this area was the last part that I'd done, so I don't want to do that yet. So I'm just gently doing that. I am really, really liking this, and this color is matching perfectly with the outside of the house that we had painted. Oh, I'm really, really liking it. Okay, and now I'm going down the middle here, which was the next part that I did. This right here is the door peep, but we have a big door knock that goes over it, so I'm not too concerned. As you can see the holes, I'm not worried about that being perfect. If I did not have that door knock and had the peephole, I would have taken it out. Oh, you see how I took too much off? Because I went too heavy. Pounce, pounce, pounce. And I'm probably going to add a little bit there as I wasn't paying attention. Just like that. I'm going to work down here for a few, and then I'll come back up to that. Just like that. You see that? Just like that. Love, love, love it. So I'm going to keep on working, and then I'll show you when this layer is done. All right, my friends, it has been a long process on this door. It is the last step. Hubby took it off yesterday, and I put one coat of this Varathane Ultimate Spar Urethane Oil-Based Clear Gloss. Let's see if you can see that. I will have everything linked in the description box. I put one coat on there, and it took all day to dry. We were able to hang the door back up last night, and I did it. It's 7 a.m. right now. I did it. As you can tell, I am a hot mess, but you know, I want to get this and I want to show it to you. So it took all day to dry. We were able to put the door back up last night. We just took it down again, and I'm gonna put the last coat and it'll dry all day. And then I'll put all the hardware back on again. I do wanna say that you can do this on the door if you want. The one thing that I noticed that because the door is not wood, it doesn't soak this up. So there was some puddling. So I used a sponge brush. So you got to put just a little bit on there and wipe it. I did have a little bit of puddling and I just kept going over this stuff. You know, it doesn't dry immediately, so you had plenty of time to play with it. So I just kept going over it and over it and was able to get rid of all the puddles. So if you have the door hanging and you put this on there, just be careful and be very cautious. You may have some drippage and you want to make sure that you go back even after maybe 20 minutes and look at it and make sure you don't have any runs or anything if you do it hanging up. Like I said, I've been taking my door off because I just find that I can see it better and I can do it better. But your choice if you want to do it hanging up or take it off. So I'm going to show you quickly how I put the coat on, and then I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll finally be done with this project. It's been a long process and I'm tired of having this stuff in my foyer. So let's go ahead and get it done. It is clear, but it looks brown in there, but it is clear. So I'm just dabbing a little bit on here, just very, very little. You can see it just dripping off already. I barely put it in there. I am going to start with my square here first, and I'm working in there. This is going on very smoothly because I've already got one coat on here. You definitely want to, you can just see it there. Look at it from all different angles. I don't know if you can see this. I will do a close-up shot. It kind of just sits on top a little bit. So you want to just keep going with the grain and make sure there's no puddling. And then I take it from different angles. I'm on one angle here. I'm going to move. I'm looking at it from the angle over here because I want to make sure I have no puddling and I want to make sure it's all out. And like I said, I have one coat on here already, so it doesn't soak it up. I just want to protect it. And I think I'm good. And now, since I'm on this side, I'm just going to start here and work my way over. I'm getting that excess off because, like I said, it doesn't soak up. I'm just getting down to eye level, looking across to make sure I don't have any puddling, and then I'm covering everything because it is kind of hard to see. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then I'll pop back in later once everything is done and I have all the hardware on, and I'll give you a quick look of it. Friends, so here is the front door. It's kind of hard because it's sunny, and if I don't get a sunny day, you won't get a chance to see it. But I'm going to put some pictures at the end that'll really give you a close up of it. It's really hard with the sun, but there'll be some pictures at the end. If you guys can tell or not, the roof is original to the house, so it was built in '98, so all of this is getting replaced front and back. So new roof is going on Monday, and then I'm going to call the painters, get approval from the association, and get the shutters painted that color green. And then, as you can see, the front door, I'm going to do like a wood grain faux paint job on that, and I'm going to show you in a tutorial on how I'm going to do that. So this is what it currently looks like, and the roof color is going to be pretty much the same. These have been discontinued, but the color is pretty much close to it. Alright, so this is the roof of my gazebo. It is cedar shingles, and this is, oh my gosh, 20 plus years old, and it needs to be replaced. A lot of it has fallen off, so they're going to redo this when they do the roof on the house. Unfortunately, it's just going to be regular roof shingles and not cedar shingles, which I'm so sad about. But they said that cedar shingles are 10 times more expensive. They come from Canada, and it's just not cost effective for us. So, you know, if I was planning on staying here for another 20 years, I probably would have went ahead and spent that money on it. But since I don't plan on being here for another 20 years, it just doesn't make sense to put that kind of money out. So they're just going to go ahead and shingle it like the roof of the house. They're going to take the, what's it called, cupola off. We're going to save the rooster weather vane, and we're going to have a special one made to put on top. So I have to go ahead and take care of that after the roof is done. So I'm really sad about seeing this roof gone, because I just love the woodsy feel of it, but it is what it is. So that's what that looks like. So this was just delivered. There we go. Look at it, friends. Is that cool or what? I'm so excited, finally getting a new roof. Stop all these people knocking on my door looking to put a new roof on my house. So that's where we're at. These guys knocked this out quick. They said it'll take about 2 days because of the size of the house plus the gazebo, but they're moving fast. Alright, that's what the roof looks like. I really liked how they did that drip edge around the edge. That really makes me happy. I like that. Alright, there we go. That's a better view of the roof. That's so crazy. So crazy to me. All right, my friends, there you have it. It looks absolutely wonderful. I am so happy with the result. They did an amazing job. The cleanup was just beyond what I ever expected. I just can't believe it. Neighbor's dog. But anyway, that's what it looks like, and I'm so excited to get the shutters painted, the trim painted, and the front door done. So I am so excited. And there it is. I want to give you a close-up of the trim that they did. Can you guys see that? How they did that finishing touch there? The little brown strip. It really gave it a finishing touch. I didn't have that before. And I think the other thing, the color of the roof has brown in it. So it actually gives it that, it just works really well with the gazebo. So that is such a relief for me that I was so worried about their shingles. So anyway, I'm extremely happy with this, extremely happy. And now I'm giving you an overview of the house a little bit. You can see the shutters. I'll give you a closer up. The shutters are all done. The house is all decorated for fall, though it's 70 some degrees out here. New roof. I'll take a picture far back so you can kind of get a better view, but I am so happy. The outside looks really nice. The landscaping is in decent shape. Everything looks good. So I am pretty excited. Let me go around the other side. You can hear the trash trucks, of course. And let me give you a close-up of the shutters so you can kind of see. I don't know if you can tell the color or not. They look so much better. Oh my gosh, it just looks so nice and clean. Of course, I got a hot mess in the garage. We won't talk about that. That's a project coming soon. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how everything turned out. I'm so excited. So excited. that'll do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I really love the way the store turned out. It is so beautiful. I love it. We get a lot of sun. I do have a storm door here. I don't know if I mentioned that, which does help protect my door. But with the coating that I put on, with the sealer that I put on, it gets really, really, really hot. Actually, wreaths melt on this door because there's so much heat. And I'm like literally sweating standing in front of this door just talking to you because there's so much sun. And it really is holding up really, really nicely. And it's been done, you know, 2 months now. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, hit that little subscribe button as it does greatly help me out. Also, please check me out over on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and TikTok, as I am active on all those social media sites as well. So friends, thanks so much, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye.